This is Nightline. Tonight, friends having kids. The rising trend of friends having children and raising them together.
Me and my best friend are two single moms. We live in New York City and we raise our kids under one roof.
Skipping out on romance and marriage and creating a family with your bestie.
What do y'all have to say to people across the country who may think this is totally weird?
And what happens when someone else comes into the mix?
How does dating work? Does it work?
Plus, Derek and Hayley Hough, the red-hot couple burning up the Dancing with the Stars stage. The life-altering injury that nearly cost them everything.
I just remember sitting on the floor, just in shock of what's going on.
And their determination to make it back onto the dance floor.
Dance was the thing that almost took my life, but it's also the thing that saved me.
And we're with the NBA champions, those New York Knicks. From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Potentially monumental news tonight on the war with Iran. President Trump arriving at the G7 summit, claiming the U.S. and Iran have reached an initial agreement that would extend the shaky ceasefire and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. But will it come to fruition? This is day 108 of the war with Iran.
The deal's all signed, and the strait is already partially open.
After weeks of negotiations, President Donald Trump speaking for the first time since touting a ceasefire deal with Iran.
I think a lot of great things are going to happen in the Middle East right now, and very importantly, the oil is plummeting down, and the stock market is shooting up like a rocket today, like record kind of numbers.
President Trump in France saying an agreement will be signed Friday.
And the main thing is that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. They fully agreed to that, with strong policing powers, and they won't have a nuclear weapon, which is what it was all about, because they probably would have used it if they had it.
The fate of Iran's nuclear program, the reason the U.S. went to war in the first place, will be addressed in another 60-day period of talks.
Mr. President, does the deal involve any sanctions relief for Iran? When would that go into effect?
No, it doesn't. Well, they have to. It's really a behavioral thing. If they do what they're supposed to do, that starts taking effect.
The news comes after Israel, who was not a party to the deal, struck Iran-backed Hezbollah targets in Beirut, raising doubts about whether the deal could get done. Former President Obama speaking with ABC's Robin Roberts before the new deal was announced.
You spent a lot of time wrestling with the threat of a nuclear Iran. How do you think things are being handled right now there?
It is doubtful that any agreement that arises is going to be significantly different or a significant improvement from the deal that we had in the first place.
Several more Democrats expressing doubt, like Congressman Seth Moulton, calling the deal a surrender document on MS Now.
It's a losing deal for America.
In a statement today, the Iranian president writing that the memorandum can be considered a document of pride for the country, but a final agreement has yet to take shape. We'll, of course, continue to follow developments in the war with Iran as they happen. We switch gears now to the growing trend of best friends having children and raising them together, doing away with the pressure of marriage for what many say is just plain fun. But what happens when you bring a date into the mix? Here's Nightline's Ashin Singh.
At first glance, Amrita Vijayaraghavan and Andrew Stevens from Brooklyn, New York look like they're living a pretty familiar life of parenthood. With their 3-year-old son, Adi, the chaos, the routines, the commitment, and another bundle of joy on the way. Both children biologically theirs. They split finances and all live under the same roof.
What was the day like when Adi first came?
He was just a little healthy guy, and we were in the hospital for a day, and then we brought him home.
But what they built together doesn't fit the usual labels. No romance, no traditional partnership, no marriage. Amrita identifies as straight and Andrew as gay.
We've been friends for almost 15 years. We met at work and hit it off immediately, and things have snowballed from there.
We We never put guardrails on what that meant for our life.
And now we have a family together.
The idea may sound unconventional, but it's a path a growing number of people are choosing.
You put it in the garbage.
What?
Their arrangement is called Platonic co-parenting, having a child with someone who you're not romantically involved with.
Me and my best friend are two single moms. We live in New York City and we raise our kids under one roof.
We are a 3-parent family raising 2 amazing children.
What do y'all have to say to people across the country who may think this is totally weird?
The general public reaction, honestly, has been overwhelmingly people saying, okay, I get it. That makes sense to me. There's a wide range of ways to be in the world.
Let's go.
We don't need everybody's rubber stamp of approval to do it.
Part of our decision making is also reacting to the cards that we're dealt, the time that we live in.
We're part of a elder millennial cohort where I think a lot of people are still kind of grappling with that. Can I afford to have kids?
They began exploring options, including freezing embryos, keeping the decision open. Then, during the pandemic, after living together for the first time, they rethought what a family could look like. Amrita says she initially didn't see herself as a mother.
What actually changed for you?
I realized, okay, well, I don't have an opposition to motherhood. What if that goes a step further and I can be a mother, but not within the structure of also being a wife and a mother?
That shift turned into a decision to have a child together. But they say they were forced into parenting categories that didn't fit, from doctor's offices to legal paperwork.
I would love to kind of get an understanding of how you guys were treated through the process, given the fact that you guys were not married or technically not even a couple.
In retrospect, I would say we should have just pretended to be a couple.
Really?
Yes, because the system is set up for just a certain type of couple. I was reduced to what was called a sperm donor. The fertility clinic required that we independently meet with a psychologist and then together meet with the psychologist.
It's part of the reason they sought out family law attorney Diana Adams, spending months working through the questions they knew their family might face before their son was even born.
As women have had the option and the freedom and the awareness that we have other choices beyond being married to a man to create stability for co-parenting, that we realize maybe we have the financial power on our own, that we don't need to immediately get married.
Adams is a family law attorney who helps people navigate these arrangements.
There are other ways that we could create a family dynamic without following traditional scripts.
We have our separate work lives, we have our separate social lives.
Are you both still single?
My experience with dating has been positive. If anything, it's been strangely attractive to people. I've been told oh, it's it means that you have your life together.
This choice has a lot of really positive consequences, and this is one of the things that maybe is not ideal, and it does delay sort of my re-entry into centering my romantic life or my dating life.
Which one are you giving to Sophia? You can't have 2.
Some platonic co-parents come together after they've already had children and are single again, like Bernie and Annabelle.
We're authentically ourselves around each other, and you don't have to always try to play perfect to make it happen.
The New York City best friends live together with their children, Bernie's 5 and 9-year-old sons, and Annabelle's 7-year-old daughter.
I think one thing that women would find the most surprising is that it is just like when you go on vacation with your friends.
They call their arrangement a mommune.
The term is supposed to come from commune and mom. The twist, right, is mothers cooperatively living in a village. And we specifically interpret that as decentering romantic partnerships.
They say their idea was in part about making single parenthood more sustainable.
I could not find a 2-bedroom apartment that was comfortably in my price range, where I would have the appropriate savings for kids. So one night, I'm looking and I'm like, oh my God, if we combined forces, we could get a gorgeous, gorgeous apartment. So I call her, I'm like, Annabelle, we could have the apartment of our dreams in our neighborhood of choice. You can have your own bathroom even. Let's move in together.
The biggest risk became the biggest relief, and I won't go back.
The Mommune.
They've been documenting their story on social media. They split costs and household work equally, something that doesn't always happen in traditional relationships.
By default, the kids and then the woman is the one that deals with the consequences if there's inequity.
They say this gives them more time and energy to focus on their children, who now see each other as brothers and sister.
They do have sibling disagreements. We actually talk a lot about child rearing. Like, how do we approach discipline?
After 2 years of sharing a home, they've changed their perspective on dating.
I enjoy it more now. You don't have the expectation to be the future girlfriend, the future wife.
But as more people start exploring platonic co-parenting, Adams urges cautious discretion.
We don't have a script of what it would look like to meet a platonic co-parent.
Adams says ultimately, what matters most is what's inside the home.
I'm sympathetic to concerns about the rapid nature of the change of American families. We can look to the sociological studies that show us that the kids do fine in these different kinds of configurations, particularly when they have stability.
In some ways, there's almost more stability to our relationship. I'm just going to say that because we are not navigating romantic and sexual dynamics between us.
So we can turn on the TV to watch themselves.
Amrita and Andrew are committed to raising their children together until they leave home someday. And now Adi is a big brother, the couple welcoming their daughter a few weeks ago.
Do you guys love each other?
Tell each other we love each other when we go to bed at night.
You do?
Yeah. We make sure we hug each other around our kids, so like he understands that we love each other. I've never seen this car.
Our thanks to Ashen. When we come back, we're with Derek and Hayley Hough, opening the window into their recovery journey after Hayley's life-threatening injury on the dance floor.
She was essentially on the side of the stage having seizures and essentially dying.
Welcome back. Derek and Hayley Hough have electric energy and deep experience on the dance floor. Their chemistry is magnetic, their choreography precise and tight. So it was especially shocking when an onstage mishap nearly cost one half of the power couple her life. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
From an Emmy-winning Paso Doble to trotting across country on tour, the six-time Mirror Ball champion Derek Hough and Dancing with the Stars alum Hayley Erbert Hough are no strangers to the ballroom. But after back-to-back successes, the pair's momentum came to a screeching halt after a critical injury.
Dance was the thing that almost took my life, but it's also the thing that saved me from the thing that almost took my life.
Now, the couple opening up in their new documentary, The Symphony of Dance.
I just remember sitting on the floor, just in shock of what's going on.
Detailing the life-altering brain injury that Hayley experienced on stage and her journey to recovery.
The curse of death.
Hayley took Dancing with the Stars by storm in 2015 as a troupe member, bringing her expertise in contemporary dance.
I've danced since I was 3 years old. It's always been a part of me. It's literally who I am. And the fear of losing that was terrifying.
Derek and Hayley met in 2014 and got married nearly a decade later.
I mean, we remember that proposal. What was that moment like when you knew?
At first, I don't think there was really like, well, there's an attraction there.
For sure. It was definitely a slow burn to get to where we are, but truthfully, I think that's what made us so much stronger.
3 months after the couple's fairy tale wedding, their lives took an unexpected turn.
The newlywed wife of Dancing with the Stars judge, Derek Hough, was rushed to the hospital last night after a performance for emergency brain surgery.
Take me back to that life-changing moment. What happened? You were on the stage.
Well, I mean, we're dancing together, and I just see her kind of wincing like this, and that is, in my experience, sort of a neck tweak.
Usually it's a neck tweak.
So I immediately start protecting her neck while we're dancing on stage, and then all of a sudden, she just didn't return.
They didn't tell him why I wasn't coming back out on stage. They just said, she's not going to be returning for this final dance.
While performing, Derek and Hayley bumped heads on stage, leading to an internal brain bleed that left Hayley unresponsive.
She was essentially on the side of the stage having seizures and essentially dying. So it became a very acute emergency and then everything just was like slow motion.
The doctor said, okay, there's bleeding in the brain. It's significant. We need to operate right now, otherwise she'll die.
Hearing those words, she could die, what went through your mind?
I mean, it wasn't even that she could die. It was the part also saying, like, even if she lives, she's not gonna be the same person you know.
Hayley underwent emergency surgery to remove 40% of her skull, helping to relieve the pressure from a burst blood vessel.
What was your biggest fear?
When I first woke up from surgery, I had lots of fears. One, would I be able to move and dance again? But two was, will I be able to have kids? And then, of course, I didn't want to lose dancing either, so I was like, am I going to be able to move?
And that resilience captured throughout the documentary, highlighting some of the couple's most vulnerable moments after surgery.
There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of unknown about dancing again.
After a series of skull surgeries and months of recovery, Hayley made movement her medicine.
I was like, I will get back out on that stage, and when I did, it was literally like reigniting my soul. And everybody even says, my doctor actually thinks that me going back to dance is what helped speed up my recovery, because he was like, you were doing what you loved the most.
Now, the couple settling into a new phase of life, welcoming baby Everly late last year.
She has been just an absolute angel, really. Just such a happy baby and just joyful.
And as for dance, the pair has no signs of stopping.
I mean, we're obviously going out on the road this summer, so we still love it. We're still doing it. We love to dance.
Taking the Symphony of Dance tour back on the road for an encore.
And what do you hope fans and viewers take away from your story, from the documentary and also the tour?
Just an example of resilience, an example of courage, an example of defying the odds.
I want to share this to help anybody, even if it's one more person.
Our thanks to Morgan. When we come back, the City of Dreams has a big one come true. We're with the NBA champion New York Knicks.
It's over! It's over! Knicks fans, this is not a dream! Go ahead and cry. After 53 years, the Knicks are finally NBA champions once again!
Amen. Finally, the New York Knicks an NBA championship, 53 years in the making. It's tonight's Nightline. The team bringing back the New York groove. The city electric with celebration, flooding the streets after the big win. The team debriefing on GMA.
But you put a towel over your head, and it seemed like you just let it go. What was that moment like for you to be able to just let it go?
Honestly, like a lifetime. Honestly, that's what it felt like. And I knew I had to, because I knew that face was probably going to look crazy on TV.
With OG Anunoby revealing what he was thinking in that pivotal moment in Game 4, his winning tip-in.
I mean, I was trying to dunk it.
Love the honesty, and they seem like a good group of guys. And those champion Knicks will be honored Thursday in a New York City ticker tape parade. And that's Nightline for this evening. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.